Hey, I'm poor as shit. I'm the official intern of Country Razed. My name's Dick Richards. I want to tell you about Maverick Smokes. Do you want a good, smooth taste without the cancer side effects? Red Rock Saloon. Well, you're still going to get cancer, but it's still a good smoke. Maverick Gold Kings, Red Rock Saloon.
And a sack of clothes, free and easy down the road I go, hanging memories on the highline poles. Free and easy down the road I go, free and easy down the road I go. Up.
Welcome to Country Razed Radio, presented by Country Razed, the #1 source for new country music and articles. I'm your host, Mason Anklam. I'm surrounded by a beautiful crew of gentlemen today. To my right, I have Hunter Breinig, standing 6'2", 210 pounds, made out of steel. How's it going today?
It's fucking wonderful.
Great. And to his right, we have Jim, the Dark Prince Thompson. What's going on today, Jim?
Sup?
To his right, we have our intern, Dick Richards. How are the Maverick Smokes treating you?
Deathly.
Well, do you know what else I could die for? Is country TV shows. Country TV shows consume so much of my time, I can't even explain it to you. Whenever I'm scrolling through the channels and I see a title of a show like Swamp People or Mountain Men, I am drawn in hook, line, and sinker. And we're going to give you guys a little bit of a little ranking or synopsis of these country TV shows. Maybe you guys will be interested in them. Maybe you won't. Maybe we're just a bunch of hillbilly idiots that like this kind of stuff, and maybe you guys hate it. But I don't care. This is my fucking show, and I'm going to do what I want to do. The first show, Longmire on Netflix, is a Netflix original series. Features a cowboy out in Wyoming that's a sheriff that uses cowboy justice to bring the bad guys back. I know Hunter has experience watching Longmire. Can you tell me about it?
Well, let's be honest. There's 6 seasons. There's about, 10 episodes a season?
Yeah, around there.
I'm 4 episodes away from finishing in 2 days. So, I've watched a lot.
There's a lot of
Walt Longmire.
Indians and
Oh, absolutely.
mischief.
There's a lot of mischief. You can't fuck with the res in that show. You know what I'm saying?
The res being the reservation where the Indians stay. Basically free.
They damn near have their own law out there.
Yeah.
Walt's a guy, he's off the grid.
Who's the main character of the show? Walt Longmire.
Walt Longmire is
Sheriff.
He's off the grid. He has no cell phone. He drives a 90s Bronco as his sheriff's vehicle while they're in the 2015, 16, 17s, right? So it's really funny, He's kind of like our parents, he's just back in this time period where who gives a fuck?
Is he a time traveler, dude?
He said Walt on Twitter.
He is definitely not on Twitter.
Just making sure.
But in all honesty, the way he does his job is what it would be like 50 years ago. And, it's not conducive to what it is now. In all honesty, everything's
He's
by
the kind
the
of
book.
guy. He's the kind of guy that when he gets a bad guy, he'll pin him against the wall and be like, "I am the judge and the jury, and this is my ruling."
That's why.
he's like.
That's why I enjoy it. It brings back anything from the '70s with Clint Eastwood or John Wayne. Brings back that kind of cowboy justice you and me like to call it.
Cowboy justice, baby.
You bet.
Do you know what's not? Do you know who needs some cowboy justice?
Who?
The people from Party Down South, the show that was on CMT. Just a bunch of wild partying, 20, maybe 30. I guess I don't really know how old they were. But they just lived in a house. It was on CMT. You can watch it on Netflix now, too. And it's just a bunch of degenerates in a house on the Alabama, Gulf Shore or whatever.
Yeah, just getting wasted.
Getting blackout wasted and going on little journeys that you usually go on when you're 20 years old, but they're all about 30 and have no kids and have so much drama.
Yeah.
And
hilarious.
we watched that for how many years? And if you really want to get inspired to party, go and hit it up. The next show, Dukes of Hazzard.
Huge. It's like a, you know, like, even if you're born in the 90s or whatever, it's still a show you can go back to and understand if you're from the country lifestyle. Fun fact, the guy who plays Luke Duke, Tom Wolpat, graduated from the Lodi High School. Huge. Fun fact.
It's a little feather in your cap for sure. You know what else is a feather in my cap? I wrote another skit for you guys. It's about NASCAR, and I can't wait to share it with you. To start this off, the place, the KFC Daytona 500 in the pit crew section. The people, Billy Thornwood and Bobby McIngiver. Why? Why is this skit happening? Billy drafted Bobby too hard on the final lap and caused Bobby to wreck. I am going to be taking the place of Bobby McIngiver and Hunty, yeah?
This guy.
This is going to be Billy Thornwood. You son of a bitch! You wrecked me, you cocksucker!
Hey, just trying to win, Bobby. Girl, pair ones, drive to win.
I was going to win this race to give my family free KFC for a whole goddamn year!
Go back to your trailer, you big old pile of shit.
Show me your fist, you big old fat bastard!
Surprised you didn't ask me to take my fucking pants off like your wife did.
Take that back, Billy!
I can't take back cheating on my own wife with yours. Tears me apart.
I got a confession, Billy.
What?
Your little boy, Mountain Dew Thornwood, is actually my kid.
Shit, man. Your little girl Waffle House Beckengiver is mine, too.
I want to go and get a cold bush light.
Yes, sir. Let's go rage.
Holy fuck.
That was our hit.
All right. Hey, I want to tell you guys about Red Rock Saloon, Milwaukee. Want to have a good country time without the club slean sluts lurking around? Come to Red Rock Saloon for some tight country poon and some greasy country times. Hashtag sup.
We were headed home to Austin, caught pneumonia on the road. Taking it home to Connie and the kids. A wheel ran off and jumped the railroad, then ran through a grocery store. And if you want to buy a bus, I'm taking bid. And the devil shivered in his sleeping bag.
All right, guys, winter sucks. I know. I can't stand it either. Whenever I walk outside and see the snow and I feel the cold air on my skin and on my face, starting my truck barely starts, shoveling your driveways, patios. It is no fun. But luckily, we have a savior in the groundhog that tells us when spring is finally going to come. And he recently didn't see his shadow, which tells us that spring is about another 6 weeks away. We have 6 more weeks in this winter frozen hell.
Fuck.
And I want to know what you guys think. Is the groundhog, is he truthful? Is the groundhog a real thing to base it off of? It's just a animal. I personally believe in superstitions, so I believe in the groundhog.
I would like to jump in here first.
Dark Prince,
Coming off of superstitions, what we do know in the argument of if the groundhog is real or not, it is real because it sees a shadow. And we know this to be fact because in many real movies we have seen that vampires cannot see their shadow. Due to the fact that we did see a shadow, we know 2 things. 1, groundhog is not a vampire. 2, groundhog is real. That's all I have to say. Thank you.
That's a very good argument. My argument is I totally understand maybe why he did not see his shadow, depending upon where the sun is compared to the earth, whatever. Maybe he didn't fucking look out the hole the right way. Who really gives a shit?
Wouldn't the groundhog be able to see his shadow in the summer?
He'd be able to see his shadow any time of year.
Why does the temperature affect his shadow?
No, it's not necessarily the temperature. It's the fact of the matter, like how long are we going to have snow up here in the north, right? Correct? If he looks to his north when he comes out of the hole, he's not going to see a shadow. The sun is always to the south during the winter solstice, correct?
Yeah.
So if that dumb fucker comes out of his hole and doesn't look towards the sun, towards the south...
But is the sun actually hot?
We're not really sure.
The sun is cold.
The sun is technically cold because so is... Dry ice can burn you, so it doesn't even make sense.
Exactly.
So let's just... This isn't part of the topic. If he looks to the south, he will not see his shadow, correct?
Yeah.
If he looks to the north, the sun's over here to the south, he can see his shadow. So it's literally a 50-50 chance. And why are we literally talking to an animal whose brain is the size of a fucking walnut to depict when we're going to have fucking winter ending or not?
All lives matter.
You are right. All lives do matter, but...
As a politically correct podcast, we would like to disavow what Hunter just said by saying groundhogs' lives don't matter because their brains are so small. We have a lot of compassion for all brain sizes here on this podcast. Hunter would like you to apologize to our fans.
I'm sorry. Groundhogs matter. They're species of this world. I apologize.
They dig lots of holes and sit in wood piles.
Yes, very true.
They do a lot.
And I also blow them up with a 223, but that's beside the point.
Rest in peace to all the groundhogs that have died from your hands.
Fair enough.
Of sin. Tyler, do you have anything about groundhogs?
They suck.
Hey, that's our intern, Tyler. Hey, nice burp before. Jeez, man.
Sorry,
we're
man.
fucking recording a live radio show here.
We're gonna have to cut that.
That's what
We're gonna have to cut this entire segment.
That's what the all-American Bush Light does to your interns. You know what I'm saying?
Well, do you know one guy that's affecting a lot of Americans' innards right now and making them sick?
Well, I mean, it doesn't make mine sick because it's fucking America.
Well, I'm talking about Donald Trump.
Same.
And we actually have an exclusive interview with the Donald Trump that we did earlier today, and I can't wait for you guys to hear it. Hunter, let's roll. Joined by the Donald Trump, the President of the United States, and he is a huge fan of Country Razed. Donald, how's it going today?
It's doing well. I'm currently taking a piss right now, but I'm happy to be here on the radio with you. Get a little more exposure.
What are you doing, like in your spare time right now? Like what's President Trump doing when he's not in the Oval Office besides taking a piss?
Well, also, right now we're playing a little PUBG. I like to get a little background information on how our military works, so I assumed that PUBG was the greatest stimulator for that. Also, I like to eat caviar and then let Melania lick the caviar off my balls. It's a sign of wealth and prosperity, so I like to do it in my spare time.
What about the reports that you like to eat McDonald's that came out during the election? Do you like McDonald's yet?
Well, first of all, I'm truly offended that anyone would think that I would eat that garbage. After making about $6 billion, someone thinks I would spend $2 on an entire meal. Truly offends me.
Can you tell us a little bit about the fake news media?
Well, basically, they don't like how I'm the alpha male, and they can do anything they want to take me down and feminize this world, which is the biggest problem facing America today.
Are you a fan of country music at all? Like, why did you want to call into this show?
Because I feel country radio and country music is a bad rap in today's world that's central around hip-hop. And I just kind of want to bring it back and just let mainstream America know that our president is behind it, and more people than you think like country music.
Are you happy with the answer? I mean, the questions? You're making me nervous, Donald. It's not every day you get to interview the president. But are you happy with the questions that you're getting right now?
It's a lot better than CNN when I barely talk to them. And half the bullshit, excuse me, the president shouldn't say that, but half the bullshit I get from the media This is 10 times better. It's huge.